Okay, this is Elizabeth Stevens again. This is the design training video number 2, and I'm going to show you what it looks like after a story has been edited by the copy desk and what your next steps would be. So if you remember, then the boxes here were orange before, and they didn't have this little alert sign over here. So this means that something has changed in it and that we need to go ahead and update that. So there's a couple ways you can do this. From the links panel here, you can say update all links. You can also, if you double click in the story, and it's going to check out the story to you and update everything. And now that it has turned green, that means that it is in a done state. You'll see that there's no run over anymore. You might see these little yellow carrots throughout. That means that the copy editor or news editor trimmed it or added edits in there. So this would be, if the rest of the page was complete, ready to proof. And you can just go to File and Print. And a couple of things you want to check in the print menu is that you are printing to the copy desk. That's our color printer. That are set up that you are on 11 by 17, that you have scale to fit. And under Advanced, make sure that it does not say print as bitmap, that is unchecked. I'm not going to print at this state. A couple of other tips. This story is not necessarily, or this page is not necessarily designed completely. I'm going to shorten this up with having this as the lead story on the page. I probably want a bigger headline and possibly a bigger image. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of space here, change this. There's what is called a quick apply. So the command return tool will bring up our paragraph styles. If you refer to the style guide, you'll learn what those are. And if we try to keep them organized in a way that makes sense. So if I'm looking for a new headline, HED will give me some options here. The default is this, head display 30, and then we have the medium display 36 or the bold display 60 for feature or large type. So I'm going to select that in this case, and I'm over the line, but if I was sending this back to the copy editors to edit, I could just say headline here. It's useful to have a descender when you're doing just a fake headline to make sure you can line everything up, just so. So you want about a grid line or 10 points of space in there. You might notice here that the photo isn't actually filling out to the frame. So the first thing that I would do is go to fitting. So I just right clicked or control clicked and say that I want to fit the frame to the content. So I don't want to misrepresent how the photo is. I just want to put the frame actually to fit the content in there. So that makes it a little tighter. If I wanted to bring this out to 3 columns, I'm going to hold down Shift and Command to expand that out. To get there, and that would expand the frame and the image itself all proportionally. And I can expand out my caption here and go ahead and expand this down here. One other thing in this story, for example, these would be considered subheads, and we have a subhead style. So I just put my cursor in that text there and do my quick apply. And if I just search for subhead, I want this body subhead in this case, and I just do that all the way through for each of these. Once I've done that quick apply, it'll pop right back up to select. Okay, so say that I would like a pull quote in this case, and this is another tool from the snippets menu. So there's news elements, and we use what's called the new pull quote. That would give you this here. You could place that. I might want it in this 2 columns here, maybe. If you are, there's not a lot of people talking in this example. Okay, so then I can take some of these storms. So let's just, normally you would not want to grab the ending quote from a story because that is something intentionally done. You don't want to give away the story with this. And then I'm just going to make sure that I can paste without format. So that's a Shift-Command-V or under the Edit menu. Now we'll go ahead and get it there in the right font and paragraph style. And then I could type in this person's name and his title. So you'll notice that this does not have a pen or pencil mark on it. So once you do this, you would want to also add this to your assignment. So you can add as a selected element, choose the slug that you're using, and block quote. There you go. To make sure that it's editable. Other tools that are in the snippets are rule lines. So if you go to News Elements, and I'm on an inside page, so I'd select Inside Rules. And this is our horizontal to separate 2 different topical stories with the double line, and it goes ahead and puts its text wrap on it for you, which is a benefit to using that. And then this one would be used for vertical separation. And so say that because I made the headline bigger and I made this different, then I might need to send it back to the copy editor. And so I'd again go to In Copy and check in and say OK. And I could change that process and send it back to the copy editor at that stage.